All right, we got 3 bell ringers up here. As far as I know, you all have 2 different methods that you use to do these, so I'm gonna walk around and check how you do it. If you don't mind, decide which method you use just by the word. Some of y'all are still finishing up, but we'll go ahead with the first one, the first couple. So for this first one, see a lot of the same method used, and for some of y'all, you all used LCM, but so for number 1, if you do the TB method, which a bunch of you all used, what's your first step that you do?
You draw a line under it, then you make an X.
From where?
From the corner.
From here to
To the 1.
the 1 and
The 2 to the 2.
to the 2. All right. So now we have that done. What's the next step that we do?
Add multiplication.
Add and multiply. So what do we add and multiply?
You add your X on the side under the line.
So 2 times 5 is 10. And then what do we do with the other 3 numbers? So 5 times 1
It's 5.
is 5. And 2 times 2 is
4.
4. And then when you add those together, you get 9. You all did an excellent job on that one. For the most part, everybody used this. What's the other method?
LCM.
LCM. How do you all work LCM out? If we were going to rewrite this down here. What's the first step in doing LCM?
Like draw 2 lines and then different sign like under.
2 lines? Where does the line go? You want to come with it? You don't have to.
I don't know how to do it.
You don't know how to, that's
I
okay.
just first
To find least common multiple, you would, does this look familiar?
Yeah.
You multiply this over here, and you take this number, and you multiply this number by it. And then, what is 2 times 5?
10.
10. And then, what would be the next step that y'all would do?
You put like times 5 on the 1 up there, and then do the same thing. And then
Times 5, so that'd be 5, and then this one would be
4.
Yep. Y'all get the same answer. So most of y'all did the TP method on this one. Either one is fine. So good job on that one. On number 2, we got 2/3 plus 3/4. So which method would you like to use?
TP.
TP. What's the first step in doing the TP?
You draw a line underneath, like
3 to 4, and then where's the other 2 lines go? 4 to 2 and 3 to 3. Excellent. So now what kind of math did we do along these lines? Multiply
3 times 4.
3 times 4 is 12. And then what do we do for these 2?
3 times 3 is 9. 2 times 4 is 8.
You add it together and you get
17.
17/12. Is that your final answer?
No.
What do we call this? Improper fraction. How do we make it proper?
You see how many times 17 will go into 12, which is 1.
Flip it around. How many times? There you go.
12 will go into.
Yeah. So divide this. You can go out here and do this kind of math. How many times does 12 go into 17?
1.
1. So you bring your 12 down. And then what's the final step?
You gotta make it a fraction. Make it to 5/12.
5/12. How do you do that? Where does this go?
Above. That's your
Right here. And then where would your 12 go?
under
the 5.
Under the 5. Excellent. So this would equal 1 and what?
5/12.
5/12. Perfect. How would you all solve this for LCM? Kind of like what it's basically kind of like we did last one.
You multiply 3 times 4 and 4 times 3,
3 times 4 and 4 times 3.
which is 12.
And what's the next step?
And then you multiply 4 times 2 and 3 times 3.
Up and up, and then that is 8 plus what?
9.
9. You get 17,
12.
and you can do that math again. Perfect. Great job. Great job. All right. So for this last one. Let's use LCM first. How about that?
Yeah.
Go ahead. LCM.
You do 7 times 3.
Or times. And then come over here. Yeah, if you bring this number over here and multiply it, you have to do the same thing for this number and bring it over here, right?
Yeah.
There you go. And that will give you,
21.
all right, and then what's the next steps that we take?
You'll multiply 3 times 3 and then multiply 7.
3 times 3, we're at this 3 and this 3?
Yeah.
And then, which number here?
7 times 4
Times
is
4.
7.
Good. And then 9 plus 7 is?
16.
16. Good deal. All right, and that's your final answer for that one. And if we were to use the TP method, I'll do this part for you. Where's the next lines go?
7 times 1.
7. 7 to the 1 and
3 to 3.
3 to the 3. What's the next thing we do? Multiply 7 and 3 to get
21.
21. And then what do we do with the crisscrosses?
Oh,
Go ahead.
3 times 3 is 9, and then 7 times 1 is 7, and then you add them.
And 9 plus 7 is?
16.
16. Same answer. Great job. The TP method was the most popular one out of your all's math minutes, but either one would work. Now, we're gonna go into a little group activity, and you all should have assigned groups. So if you don't mind, go ahead and get in those groups real quick. You six a group. Alright, you should have different shaped looking papers on your desk. If you don't mind, separate those by size of the papers. So kind of group them into what size you think they are.
Cheyenne, you get with this group. Holly, you get with Brianna's group.
Alright, kind of separate them out on the table according to groups. Okay? Alright, once you've done that, you should have one big circle, two half circles, four triangle looking circles, and then 8 scattered little pieces of paper. Okay? So what I want you to do now is grab a coloring pencil and we're gonna draw these kind of like a fraction, okay? So I'll draw these on the board for y'all. With one coloring pencil, the big giant circle is going to equal 1 because it's a whole circle, okay? So just write the number 1 in the middle, and then if you want to doodle around it, you can. I need these people to get this one. Kennedy, Kaylee, Dakota, Ryder, Shay, and Devin. You all are in charge of the circle, okay? So y'all get the circle. And you draw the number 1 in the middle and just doodle around, okay? So and for the next one, you should have 2 of these little looking things, half circles, okay? In the middle of this one, because it's a half circle, we're going to put 1/2 in the middle of it, okay? You all can choose whoever gets those 2. Yes. And then for the next one, there should be, this one there's 1, this one there's 2. There should be 4 of these. Since there's 4 of these, we're going to do 1/4 in the middle with a coloring pencil. And you're going to color around that, okay? And then for these itty bitty triangles, we're going to make these 1/8, okay? Each one of these says 1/2 or 1/4. Don't write 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, or 4/4, okay? And each one is yeah, like that. Good job. And this one you should have 8. For the 1/8, I need Mason, Will, and Grace to have these in your groups. Good deal. If you're in a group of 5, split the responsibilities with the 1/8. So half 1/8 and half another 1/8. So you should have. Yeah, you just write 1/8 in the middle of it.
They just do that for everyone. Yeah.
All right, now, for the next part, we're going to be using this board up here, okay, to my left. So if you have to turn around a little bit, that's okay. We're going to do a little conversions with the papers, okay? So for your first one, we're going to do 1/4. So if you're in charge of the 1/4, raise it up right now. 1/4. All right, and now we're going to see how many 8ths it takes to get to 1/4. So we're actually going to be we're going to be practicing simplifying for this part. So if you have the 8ths, raise up your hand. Good deal. All right. Now the 4th and the 8ths kind of work together right here. Okay. How many 8ths? And if you need to, you can put the 8ths on the 4th to see how much it can cover it up. Okay. This is kind of like a cheating system here. So how many 8ths would it take to cover 1/4? 2 8ths. Perfect. All right, next one. Where's my 1/2s at? And where's my 4ths at? All right, so now we're going to see how many 4ths does it take to cover a half. And if you need help with it, you can use as many 4ths as you need to cover up the half to see how many it would take, or you can make the shape. Good deal. Y'all are doing great today. All right, so anybody that's in the halves or 4ths, raise your hand if you want to answer. How many 4ths does it take to get to a half?
2/4.
2/4. Good deal. All right, for the next one. Who has the 1 circle? Raise it up. All right, how many of the half circles would it take? And this is just for the ones with the 1. Hold up. How many half circles would it take to cover you up? 2. Good deal. Good job. All right, next one. Where's my halves and 8ths at? Raise them up. Halves and 8ths. All right, now you are going to figure out how many 8ths are in a half. So work together.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Tell me those. Hey, try beside you.
All right, so for the 8ths, Zoe, what'd you get?
He's younger than
4
me.
8ths.
Yeah, your hand on my work. I mean, yeah, he needs 8s. I need my 8s.
All right, the next one. 1 equals how many 4ths? So if you have the 1, compare it with the 4th and see how many you get.
takes